get rid of her, break up with her, okay? Meh. Hello, how's it going? I hope you're well. Welcome to the channel. My name is Cassandra and this is where I respond to things on the internet for my entertainment and yours. If that tickles your pickle, then go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. I must admit, I have missed you. I've missed doing videos for this channel just because I've been like busy doing stuff and I haven't recorded in a little while. I can't even remember how long, like maybe it's not even that long at all. But ADHD, no concept of time, whatever. So there's probably other things that I should be doing right now, but I want to come like do stuff with you. So what do you say? Shall we respond to something real quick and then maybe go get something to eat? Cool, let's do it. So today, let's take a look at Reddit's relationship advice. Let's see. Wait, what? Okay. My girlfriend told another guy that I was stalking her. My girlfriend 21 and I 24 have been with each other for about 5 months. Everything was going well until the story I'm about to talk about here happened. Now I seriously think it's a dead relationship. Oh well. So the other day I was home chilling and my girlfriend asked me if I wanted to meet up at the house of a friend of hers whose kids she was babysitting for the afternoon. Okay, so the girlfriend is at a friend's house babysitting the friend's kids, calls up the boyfriend and is like, hey, you want to come over? Okay. I told her yes, but I needed to shower first before I could meet her. About 20 minutes later, I'm ready to go and I asked her where she was. No response. I waited about 15 minutes and called, but I went straight to voicemail. I waited another 30 minutes and called again, went again to voicemail. So this has been like an hour now. I assume her phone was dead and decided to walk to her friend's house since they live literally a couple of blocks away. Yeah, that sounds reasonable. When I got there, I saw her standing outside talking to some dude. Once she saw me, she rushed towards me and started apologising for not responding. Then she went back to the guy and told him something that I didn't hear and gave him a hug. He left and she came back to me. I soon realised that the guy is someone she had told me about when we first started dating. She told me that the guy was asking her out, but he had a girlfriend and his girlfriend was being mean to her when she didn't even do anything wrong. Do you believe that? After the guy left, she told me that he stopped by because he was in the area and he wanted to come say hello. Then she asked me a weird question. She asked me if I thought he liked her. I told her I don't understand why she's asking me this, since it seems like she's asking me to validate his feelings to her. Even though that was a weird situation, I thought that was the end of it. But I was wrong. A couple days later, she stayed over at my place. In the middle of the night while she was sleeping, her phone keeps ringing. She was receiving messages from the guy. Since she has given me her passcode before, I decided to see what's going on. Okay, let me tackle this real quick. This is an issue of consent. Just because someone has given you consent in the past does not mean you have consent forevermore in the future, okay? There's a really good comic about this which uses tea. Let me see if I can find it and like throw it up, okay? Because that's a dangerous situation. I know we're just talking about phones right now, but you get what I'm saying, okay? I started reading their messages. At first, there was nothing wrong, just two friends chatting about random things, albeit in a flirty manner at times. But when I started reading their convo from the day I saw them together, I was shocked. The guy asked her who I was. She told him that I was a stalker guy that's been bothering her to hang out. A stalker? Oh, OP is gagged. The guy apparently believed her and told her if she needed any help, aka protection, to just let him know. This is not only a disrespectful thing to do on her part, but it's also dangerous for me. Now I have a guy out there thinking that he needs to protect some helpless girl from a stalker. What I don't understand though is if I was stalking her, why did she come with me when I saw them together? Lol. I mean, she didn't come with him, but she like went over to him and was like chatting with him, right? I haven't told her yet that I know what she told the guy. She will be claiming that I violated her privacy and stuff, but I'm seriously thinking of breaking up. Okay, so we already then talked about the issue of consent and the privacy thing, which OP refers to. That being said, I think it's fair to tackle these as two separate things, okay? So the girlfriend, if she did turn around and be like, yo, why are you looking at my phone? You shouldn't even be doing that, blah, blah, blah. That's besides the point. As I say, that's a separate issue. Sure, he shouldn't have been doing that, but that doesn't negate what she's been doing, which basically sounds like she's been seeing OP, and OP does not indicate their pronouns. So I'm just going to call OP they, okay? So basically, the girlfriend has been seeing OP, being like, yeah, come over, staying at their place and everything like that. Meanwhile, has also been texting some other guy, which OP already knows about from when they originally started dating. She's been seeing this guy being like, oh yeah, come see me, I'm at my friend's house babysitting, all the rest of it. And then when the three of them kind of all run into each other, she's telling the guy that OP is stalking her, what the fuck, and then also asking OP, hey, do you think he likes me? What the fuck? I mean, again, we're only getting one side of the story. We only know what OP is telling us. So for example, it could be the case that they ain't even dating. Okay, it could be that like OP thinks they're in a relationship, but they're actually not. So we don't know under what circumstances OP thinks they're in a relationship. Is it because they specifically said that they are? Do they refer to each other, with like partner terms, I mean, OP is saying girlfriend, but does girlfriend also then call OP, girlfriend or boyfriend or partner or spouse, whatever? Maybe they're sleeping together, but again, that doesn't necessarily mean your relationship. Sorry, folks, it's 2022. Let's be realistic, okay? What else? But even that, okay, so even if you say OP's got it wrong, they're just friends, why would girlfriend turn around and tell this guy, oh yeah, they're stalking me? I mean, to me, again, just going from the original post, to me, it sounds like girlfriend definitely has a thing for, hugging dude. Like, she's definitely hung up on him in some sort of way. And either she's being like super sly and gearing up to try and like start having an affair, basically. And that's why she doesn't want the guy to know that she's with OP in any kind of capacity, even as a friend, and so has made up this thing of that like they are stalking her. It could also be girlfriend doesn't even think that she and OP are in any kind of relationship, and she's doing some weird manipulation thing to try and get like attention and sympathy for the guy or from the guy. That's messed up too. Is OP stalking her? Based off what OP says, that would be hard to believe if she is inviting them over and then she is staying at their place. You could say, she didn't invite them over, she just mentioned that she was there, and then OP took it upon themselves to take that as an invitation. But then that still doesn't explain why girlfriend is staying over at OP's place, right? I think this is super sketchy, super sketchy. Let's see, did OP actually pose a question that we can explicitly answer? Looks like not. They've just basically said, I'm seriously thinking of breaking up, and then telling this story. Yeah, I think you should break up. Again, either you're not even in a relationship right now anyway, or this bitch doing some stuff that ain't okay. Okay? I mean, it's one thing that like if you're somehow in like an open or polyamorous relationship or whatever, but that's clearly not the impression that Opie has. So yeah, get rid of her. Break up with her, okay? I mean, we always say like that we're not being judgmental on this channel, but again, you can just go off what you can go off, okay? And we're just trying to have a fucking laugh. Don't take it so seriously. Break up with her. Yeah, whatever. Okay, cool. That was quite fast. What else have we got? Would this be considered a creepy gesture for a neighbour? I don't know. I, 27 female, have been living in my neighbourhood for a while, and a couple of years ago, a man, maybe like 32-ish, moved in several houses down the street. Everyone here kind of does their own thing, and he and we... Opie hasn't met the neighbour, okay? Yeah, haven't met yet, but we've seen each other briefly in passing, going to work, etc. So they know each other's faces, but they haven't spoken. He seems nice, but again, we haven't talked yet, so I could be wrong. He seems a bit quiet like me, and he's one of the few neighbours who's in my age group. Anyway, I recently saw that he broke his leg. He had a fall or something, and it looks a bit hard since he lives by himself. I was thinking of dropping off homemade baked goods and a quick note. Would that be a weird thing to do for a stranger? I realise that since I'm a stranger, he might not want to eat baked goods from a stranger, lol, and just throw them out. And if he doesn't need / want help, that's okay, but I just think the decent thing is to do a quick check-in with your neighbour that this is the type of thing that my grandparents instilled in me, but I don't know if it's weird. TLDR, would it be creepy for me, 27 female, to drop off baked goods for an injured next door neighbour, 32 male, that I haven't talked to before? Short story short, I don't think so. I think that's nice. I mean, he's new to the neighbourhood, right? So it's also sometimes customary to bring over some sort of welcome gift that can also be in the form of baked goods, so I think that's fine. I mean, it might be a little bit strange if you've made eye contact before but then immediately looked away and not even like waved or acknowledged each other. That may be a bit strange, but you know, this has all the necessary context, let's say, of like, look, this person lives on their own, they've broken their leg, they're probably going to be having a hard time doing stuff on their own, so they might appreciate some baked goods, you know, that might be nice. Other things that cross my mind though, maybe neighbour doesn't like baked goods, maybe they have allergies, food intolerances, otherwise special dietary requirements. Would I take food from a neighbour? I'm like super suspicious. So, I mean, I have taken food from a neighbour before, but I'd already spoken to her and everything like that, and she seemed nice and everything, so it was fine. And it was like one slice of cake, which was, by the way, super yummy. I was very happy to receive that. Yeah, I mean, I think if I had clearly seen them around before and it seemed like they were just being nice, yeah, I think I would accept that food. Again, in case of special like intolerances and stuff like that, I hate waste, so I personally would be like, please don't bring me a bag of like fucking 24 muffins or something like that, because I mean, you need to be able to also like eat them before they go off and stuff, right? So just, you know, be somewhat mindful and sensible of that, you know, to not bring over so much that it would be like maybe like embarrassing or awkward for them if they didn't want it or had to throw it away or something like that. You could also just stop over and be like, oh, hey there, how are you? We haven't properly introduced ourselves yet, and I saw that you're injured, you know, how are you doing? Are you okay? Blah, blah, blah. Strike up the conversation first. And then you could be like, by the way, I was already making muffins or brownies or whatever the baked good might happen to be. Just be like, look, I was already making them anyway. Look, I happened to bring some over for you. Would you like them? And that way you're kind of, you know, you're doing the introduction, you're showing that you care first, and then you're also asking, like, do you want them? And then that way it's not just like, hi neighbour, here's baked goods. Okay, do you know what I mean? Like, it's maybe a little bit more natural, you get to build some rapport, and then they hopefully feel more like they have the option to say no. And then if they refuse them for some reason, like, you know, oh, intolerance, blah blah blah, whatever, you could then say, oh well, you know, I imagine it'll be quite hard for you to, like, you know, get around and do stuff on your own with the broken leg. Hey, is there something else I can bring for you instead? I would really like to do that. And then if they say, nah, honestly, it's fine, don't worry about it, then that's fine, that's their answer, they don't want to accept food from you. But if they say, well, you know, I wouldn't say no to lasagna, then, you know, that's opens up the opportunity for something else, you know? Oh, I quite like that one. I feel like so many of the ones we look at, it's like someone's being some kind of asshole, like I'm getting fired up for some kind of reason. But that one was quite nice. I feel like even though they were asking about whether it was creepy, I feel like it had very wholesome intentions. And then we got a nice solution in the end, right? What do you think? What would you do in these situations? What advice would you give to these people? I'm entertained. Are you? Cool. Thanks very much for joining me. I hope that was fun for you. And yeah, I'm hungry, so I'm gonna have something to eat. If you're also eating, let me know what you're having. I'm very into food. Again, I just said, like, would I accept food from a neighbour? See, this is the thing, just because I like food doesn't mean I'm gonna, like, accept any food that could potentially be poisoned. Anyway, let's go eat. If you enjoyed the video, like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.